Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. Well, let's see. The first is a video of some strange lights going through some trees in Brazil. Happened on March 5th, or at least it was uploaded on March 5th. Let's see. I have another one here from March 4th of a UFO sighting over Canada. This one's from March 6th, a UFO sighting in Bogota, Colombia. Let's see, this is from 2007, and this guy captured this UFO on this flip phone, a Motorola flip phone. Let's see, this is an article about Russian and Chinese specialists exchange video and photographic materials of UFO, CIA document. Also, I have this photo that I got on my Facebook page. Look at this thing. It appears to be a ghost or an apparition of an older man in a baby's room. And according to this description, this 7-month-old child had been having conversations with this person. Well, let's see. Also have this article here. 1950 CIA report gives testimony of 3 naval officers shadowed by a Tic Tac UFO. Again, this is from the 1950s, so a lot of people are trying to claim that the Tic Tac that was spotted by that Fravor, the pilot David Fravor, was could be Russian or Chinese. Well, if it was Russian or Chinese, then how do you explain it in the 1950s? Were they making him in the 1950s? Which I have done videos where supposedly there were some people who had taken information from, I think it was Tesla, and they did create some type of anti-gravity device. So I don't know, I'm not going to rule that out. And let's see. And then last here is this article about a Thunderbird sighting, huge bird swooping down in Lawndale. This is about a incident in 1977 where a 10-year-old kid, it was apparently this giant bird, 2 of them, came and actually picked him up. But we'll look at that. So let's see. Let me go to this first one here. Look, I think this is in Portuguese, but basically I think they're talking about this UFO going through these trees. So let's check this out here.
Pegando fogo na árvore, caralho, que é isso? Porra, louco, olha, porra, caralho. Tudo molhado, pegando fogo na árvore lá, ó. Bagulho louco, bagulho tenso, caralho, tá em cima da árvore. Porra, se não filmar, ninguém acredita. Caralho, caralho, porra, cadê o bagulho? Porra, que caralho é isso? Caralho, louco! Se não filmar, ninguém acredita, porra! Que louco! Que bagulho louco! Caralho, dá até medo de chegar. Puta que pariu! Caralho, caralho! Porra, que caralho é isso? Putz! Olha, caralho, louco! Ó o zoom, parece fogo! Puta que pariu! Caralho! Caraca! Quer pé, Roger?
Look, and then this thing, eventually moves away, floats away, or, but it could be in the dark. You can't rule out that that could be someone holding a light. I don't want to think that. I definitely want to think that this is like a UFO or a strange alien craft, but I'm not going to rule out that possibility that it could be, because you can't really see in this dark. And I didn't really see this thing make any kind of a UFO, or like a quick maneuver or like take off into space. Let me see. I guess it does float away.
Meu Deus do céu, porra! Que é isso, louco? Sinistrão!
Yeah, this is a 4.5 minute video. I can't play the whole thing or I'll get hit with a copyright violation. But If this thing flies away, all right, everything I said I was wrong about. This thing may be something strange for sure. But anyways, let me go on to this next video here. UFO sighting over Canada, March 4th. Okay, yeah, you know what? These sightings are coming in on a daily basis. Let's see, okay, let's check out this one here. UFO sighting over Canada, March 4th.
Unidentified object moves. It is being watched by several witnesses. It is not possible to make a clear identification of the object.
Ryan, what is this? Carl, that's what I'm telling you, dude. Oh, my wife is gonna love this.
Okay, that's essentially this is the whole video. Let's see, I have another one. This is from March 6th in Bogota, Colombia. Okay, so again, you know, I've said this before. Let's see, we have this one in Brazil. This is in Canada. And this is in Colombia. These sightings are happening on a daily basis. And they've never, you know, people have never stopped seeing them. Which goes to my conclusion that, you know, all of these UFO sightings are not from visitors. Sure, some of them have to be. You know, a certain percentage of them have to be visitors. I mean, because, you know, there were so many planets out there. There's so many dimensions that, you know, they could be interdimensional, that they do come here and visit. But based on just the number of sightings, I've been making these videos now for over a year. And, you know, it just dawned on me after making so many videos, and then also listening to people like Linda Moulton Howe and Richard Dolan and Tom DeLonge. You know, they've said it. They've made videos. They've done interviews where they say we are not alone on this planet. And, you know, most of the time it just never got through my thick skull. But it eventually did, just because of the magnitude of all of these sightings. Anyways, check out this is from 2007. Okay, and this was on the news. So all of these people who are still crying about, you know, disclosure, I just don't know what you could be waiting for, based on this enormous amount of data.
Moving the phone, and when I turned back, the object had already gone.
Oh, did you see the way that thing flipped and took off? Let me go back. I don't think. Let's see. Let me start it from about here. Yeah, look at that phone that he's using. Yeah, I think this is all just obviously a recreation. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. We're going to see this UFO now. There it is. So he turns around. When he turns, watch how it flips. Well, anyways, that's that video there. I'll leave it in the description. Let me go on to this next one here. This is an article. Russian and Chinese specialists exchange video and photographic materials of UFO, CIA document. The fact, a document obtained via the CIA's electronic reading room outlines an examination of the UFO phenomenon that took place more than a decade ago between Chinese and Russian researchers. What are these objects? How long have they been around? Why does the mainstream perceive them as possible threat when they've never demonstrated that type of behavior? Yeah, that's always wrong. It's just they don't talk about, you know, all of the kidnappings and the autopsies that have been done on humans, similar to the way they've done autopsies on cows. Anyways, let's see. Follow me on Instagram. Here, a former French Minister of Defense, Robert Gailly, Dolan Richard, UFO. But thousands upon thousands of previously classified documents related to UFOs and potential extraterrestrial beings have been released into the public domain by dozens of government, as well as several Freedom of Information Act requests. In the United States, the NSA, CIA, and FBI have done the same, proving that these agencies put significant resources towards studying this phenomenon. The topic has excited the realm of conspiracy theory and entered into the realm of reality largely due to the efforts of hundreds of military whistleblowers of all ranks, as well as politicians and academics. Yeah, this is another thing. I don't understand how, you have these morons like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who are still, even after all of this information has come out, he is still trying to hang on to this notion that, we don't know what they are. No. You may not know what they are, but the rest of us who have been following this phenomenon for a long time, we kind of know what they are. We know that they're not made by our military or us. At least I know that. At least I can certainly state that they must be aliens from other planets, and that there are advanced civilizations here on this planet. But anyways, I'll leave a link to this document in the description. Let me go on to this next link here. Yeah, this I found on my Facebook page. Check out this old dude. Yeah, that is a ghost. And according to this, what the woman says here, a description has been making contact of some sort with my 2-year-old granddaughter and 7-month-old grandson. It started out talking to the 2-year-old, keeping her up every night, usually laughing and talking, until one night we'd heard her telling it no and to go away, but it never went away, and my son thought he heard me in her room talking to her, but I wasn't there. Also, we were told to burn nettle, salt, and palo, but whatever. So yeah, and again, people who don't believe in spirits, or who don't want to believe in it, this could be a fake. If you want to believe that, I'm going to believe this is real. I've had personal experience with a spirit in a room that I rented in New York years ago. I had a strange orange glowing light appear in front of my face for a few seconds. And again, this was an old house in the Bronx. I could imagine many people probably had died in there. So, I didn't really freak out, but I've had personal experiences with things like this. So yeah, I'm never going to discount things like this. Or at least if, as long as it's somewhat credible. Okay, let's see. Let's go on to this article here. 1950 CIA report gives testimony of 3 naval officers shadowed by Tic Tac UFO. In the 1950s, when 2 intelligence officers were dispatched to a ship to interview its officers about a frightening episode with a 30-foot cylindrical object shadowing its vessel, the CIA and FBI publicly scoffed at the notion that UFOs were a threat. In fact, publicly, they wrote them off as nothing more than natural phenomenon or the weird imaginings of unstable minds. But the Tic Tac type UFO that shadowed this ship is eerily similar to those reported shadowing the USS Nimitz in 2004. Exactly. This goes back to 1950s and all these naysayers who still want to be in denial. This stuff has been happening a long time, because we are not the only quote unquote advanced species on this planet. So the link to this article will be in the description. Let me go on to this last one here. This is Thunderbird sighting. Huge bird swooping down in Lawndale. The Lawndale incident is amongst the most important avian cryptozoological events ever to have been investigated. It is a modern, real-life enactment of a kind of episode portrayed in folklore all over the world, the attempted abduction of a child by a thunderbird. Its status was recently reinforced when it was highlighted on the 1998 Yorkshire Television Discovery Channel series on cryptids Into the Unknown. In July 25, 1977, as 10-year-old Marlon Lowe played outside his family home along with open fields near Kickapoo Creek, 2 giant birds passed over. One suddenly swooped down to grab the boy, carrying him a few feet before dropping him, apparently because of his frightened mother's screams. The incident occurred in front of 7 witnesses, all of whom described exactly the same thing: 2 huge coal-black birds with long white-ringed necks, long curled beaks, and wingspans of 10 or more feet. Jerry Coleman of Decatur, Illinois, was able to interview Marlin and his parents, Jake and Ruth Lowe, within hours of the incident. 2 years later, he conducted a follow-up interview, this time accompanied by his brother Lauren. In 1996, Jerry Coleman, accompanied by a crew from Yorkshire Television, spoke again with Marlin and his mother. "I'll always remember how that huge thing was bending its white-ringed neck," Ruth Lowe remarked. "It seemed to peck at Marlin as it was flying away. Though she compared the bird's size to that of an ostrich, she said it looked like a condor." After the incident, she spent many hours in the library trying to identify the bird without success. She rejected a local sheriff's speculation that it had been no more than a turkey vulture. "I was standing at the door, and all I saw was Marlin's feet dangling in the air," she recalled, adding the obvious: "There just aren't any birds around that could lift him up like that." It's amazing. There were 7 people that saw this, and still someone who wasn't there thinks that he can come along and tell them what they saw wasn't what they saw, but was, it was a turkey vulture. Even though these people know it was not a turkey vulture. Again, that's the people with the supposed authority and education who always try to downplay a lot of these things. A lot of times I think it's on purpose, and other times it's just their own personal ignorance and their inability to accept the reality of these things. But anyways, the link to this article will be in the description. That is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.